So many red states have been trying to pass bills preventing, um, you know, transgender youth from seeking gender affirming care, specifically puberty blockers and hormone treatment. Um, Leslie, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm going to have to be very honest that I've been transitioning for 27 years, and the Harry Benjamin standards of care, which I think has been ignored for the last 10 or 20 years, um, they would never think of letting anybody under 18 use hormone therapy.
Okay,
And
so
my feeling here is, please let me finish. I believe that there needs to be more study uh, on the whole youth the youth transitioning system before we can make any kind of laws. I think that there's needs to be more research.
okay, and Josie, I mean, um, it's interesting something Leslie brought up, which is the gender affirming models have possibly changed in the last 10 or 20 years. Um, what are your thoughts on the banning of specifically puberty blockers and hormonal treatment for trans youth? Josie.
Um, I do not think anything, especially when it comes to personal decisions between a doctor and a parent and their child. I don't believe government should be stepping into that whatsoever. I
I,
do support bringing back the Harry Benjamin rules for everybody of all ages. I remember when I began transitioning, I was not even given my first hormone pill until I'd done like 6 months of therapy and jump through all these hoops and hurdles. And I think that it should be a standard for everybody. That's a standard that got thrown out, and now you have like a whole lot of discombobulation in the trans community, um, and we need to bring those back, including for the children. I do believe children should be allowed to transition if that's who they are and that's what's in their heart. That's between child and their parents and their doctor.
I mean, you
Uh,
say that government should not be involved uh, in transgender youth, but some of these people are saying that their parents are child abusive by allowing this type of transition. I mean, we do step in, a school does step in if a child is being abused physically.
yeah,
So if this is on the same level, or some people are saying it's child abuse, I mean, Senator, what
yeah.
do you say
I
about that?
understand if a parent was forcing their child to transition for some sort of reason, that's abusive. But if you're affirming somebody in who they want to be and who they feel they are, that's the opposite of abuse. It would
And
actually be abusive to deny them these services and this care.
uh, I mean, I think a parent is starts from a place of neutrality, and then is sometimes and maybe oftentimes affirming, but no one forces their child to transition as a punishment, and even just the specter of that is odd. And frankly, I think sexist because I think most people are thinking about men transitioning to cis men transitioning to trans women or cis boys to trans girls. The fact is that uh, it's a very complicated decision for a child and their family and whoever they choose to bring in to make together. And one of the great failings that we have is that we don't have a lot of people who are very expert in this. They are not accessible to so many families, and even because psychiatry often enters into someone who should be consulted, there are so few child psychiatrists in this country in general that it makes it very difficult to get uh, the best, most expert advice on these things. And I think, as with most issues of parenting, that a parent who makes a decision to be affirming of their child wanting um, uh, to undergo some of the treatments that would help them transition. They're just making the best decision that they can for their children. You know, parents make a lot of mistakes. They do a lot of good things and they make a lot of mistakes. It's just the nature of growing up. And I know this is a very high level thing, but again, I think that most families are just trying to do the best that they can with the resources that they have around them. So,
Thank you for watching the clip. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also stay tuned for more In the Can with Carmella Cann.